Okay, so I just wanted to come up with a quick thing to help people who are just learning to improvise on swing tunes. And this is a really very simple idea, which is that we use something called the major blues scale, and it happens a lot in the music of people like Charlie Parker, Charlie Christian, and Lester Young. Basically the guys that were around in the 40s. Now, most of us are familiar with the minor blues sound, which is, in the key of G would be this. G minor blues scale, right, which is a G minor pentatonic with an added flat 5. What I propose is that instead of using this, you use a major blues scale. So we're going to use the relative minor relationship. So this is G minor, and if we just go up a minor third, G, A flat, A, B flat, we end up in B flat major, which is the relative major, right? So we can play our... Sorry, I added an extra note, can't help it being a jazzer. We can play our G minor blues scale over the B flat chord. So... Another way of looking at it is B flat major pentatonic with an added flat 3. Okay, and the famous riff I can think of is, let's see. Excuse me, I'll try and play it. Okay, Stevie Wonder, right? So that is one way we can approach it. And I just want to show that this will work very nicely over the first bit of rhythm changes. So digressing slightly from the basic formula, but I can't really help it. But hopefully you can hear that most of that was based on this scale. Now there's a few riffs which are nice, which come from this particular scale. Lester leaps in. That's a nice one. 7come11, Charlie Christian. And so on. Smooth one by Charlie Christian, which is in the key of F, which is the same scale, but this time in D minor blues or F major blues. The little lick on the D minor arpeggio afterwards, D minor 6 arpeggio. So that's really basis of it. There's a few other things you can do, like you might have heard in my example, I just briefly mixed in the B flat minor pentatonic, or B flat minor blues scale, which you can use alongside it. And then in the B section, when we get to D, G, C, F7, all 7th chords, we can actually play a little individual major blues scale over each one of those. So once you get a bit more comfortable, let me just try and play it properly. Don't normally play it as a scale, that's why this is slightly weird for me. And then... and then back to this one. The other thing I like to do is I just like to add in things like flat 7ths, 4ths, and sometimes even a major 7th, just to go to the 1, just to give it a bit more variety. It's something I do quite unconsciously when playing this scale. I'm sorry if I'm not always playing the vanilla scale, but that's the nature of improvisation. I just want to show how it sounds anyway, as best as I can. more into bebop language there at the end. Hopefully you can see that. It's a nice way to play, you know. I think I'm just thinking of like the B section of Moose the Mooch, where it goes. So that's pretty much a sort of straight scale, apart from that bit at the end. But then he plays this. So that kind of, you know, but that kind of scale, it comes out of the major blues scale on that G chord, the G major blues. So, and at the end of Moose the Mooch, he plays this figure, which is again a G minor blues scale. So you can incorporate these little blues fragments in alongside your more kind of changes-y jazz playing as you get more sophisticated. But hopefully, as I demonstrated, as a basic approach to swing, it works really, really well for the kind of Charlie Christian-y American stuff. You don't sound very gypsy jazz playing that way, but it's definitely a good thing if you're not quite sure about how to follow all the chords in the A section of rhythm changes. Just play major and minor blues would be my advice. And drop in any, you know, descriptive language, as we call it, you know, using arpeggios and chord tones where it feels comfortable to do so. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that I like the way this kind of gives you a lot of freedom. Sometimes when you're playing chord tones and scales and things, you don't feel you have much rhythmic freedom. But if I go... nice to have that kind of freedom, you know, just you don't feel like you have to follow the changes if you don't want to, and then you can bring all this kind of you know, you can bring in the descriptive language alongside the blues stuff later on, and it kind of sounds, I think, really, really good, and that's what Parker did. Another thing Parker did was he played the minor blues on the 4 chord, so if I'm playing something like, I'll give you an example, Confirmation. It's all been quite descriptive up to that point. Okay? That is. So, that's a blues scale, right? That's blues. So, he used that all the time, you know, major and minor blues, both of them, mix them up. If I play a straight blues, this is quite classic, a lot of blues guitarists know this, but if I play the major blues on the major chord, so minor blues, minor, can use either the major or the minor over the last bit. Minor. So, you know, you can hear how, like, you can use it to play the changes of the song, even however rudimentarily, just by assigning the major key to the major scale rather, the blues major, B flat major blues, or G minor pentatonic to B flat chord, then the B flat minor blues scale to the 4, and then either of these chords to that, and that's kind of what I was doing in rhythm changes as well. Either of those scales to this chord, the F7. It's kind of what I was doing in rhythm changes. Just maybe as a last example, maybe I'll take Confirmation, because people think of Confirmation being a difficult tune, full of bebop chords. And in fact, it is, you know, possible to play this in quite a bluesy way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off in D minor pentatonic. So I'd be technically F major blues, then going to D minor blues, and then going to F minor blues to cover the B flat 7 chord. If I can find a good play along for that, I'll just cue that up in a sec. because even though this song is a bebop tune, it still comes out of the blues, and most of the Charlie Parker progressions do. They're not like giant steps, where it's impossible to do that kind of thing. Anyway, I'll demonstrate. So I think that sounds really nice anyway. I like the mixture of the blues and the Latin cliches like this I was playing, you know, and the kind of more arpeggio-based language. And the more scalar stuff. And I think, you know, you start to get close to a world where the blues and the swing and the bebop stuff is all a bit fluid and can intermingle. And that's what I like. Anyway, I hope you find that useful. Simple concept, but, you know, good to apply it in all sorts of areas. Thanks for watching.